Hello, and welcome to another show review! Hooray! I apologize for the lateness of this show review. I know I said I was going to upload it this last Wednesday. However, there are a couple reasons why I held off on it. The first reason being is that life kind of got in the way, and I'm a full-time university student, and I was overloaded with homework, and there was no time to record and edit a show review, so I apologize. The second reason being is that I uploaded the Ryan cast promo, and if you haven't watched that yet, please do, because it's hilarious, like they all are. And I kind of wanted the Ryan cast promo to be prominent for a while, because if I'd uploaded the next show review on Wednesday, the Ryan cast promo came out, I believe it was Tuesday evening or something like that. So I just kind of wanted it to be the prominent thing for a while. So those are the reasons why this is late, so I apologize for this lateness. I'm uploading this one today, on Monday evening, and I will upload the following one this upcoming Wednesday in just a couple days. So there will be 2 show reviews this week for you, so that we get back on track to where it was supposed to be. So again, I apologize for the lateness, but moving on. Anyway, this is show review number 10, for show 10, I should say. This is the show review for the February 4th, 2011 early show. And I will say this right now, I should have really recorded these a long time ago, because it's been over a month now since I saw the shows. So there's probably going to be a lot of things I'm forgetting versus had I done them sooner and I would have remembered more. I'll try and still throw in my little things that I remember if they come back to me, but I have the worst memory in the world, so I apologize for them maybe not being quite as descriptive as some in the past. Anyway, let's get on with this. You might enjoy this show review because this is the first of 2 show reviews that have Wayne Brady in it. Yes, Wayne Brady is not technically an official cast member, but he was a guest star at 2 tapings. And those 2 tapings will turn into either probably between 2 to 4 actual episodes. Like I said, I don't know how, what taping is becoming what episode yet, or how many. But there should be at least 2 episodes with Wayne, if not up to 4. So this is the first taping on the February 4th. And aside from Wayne, the whole cast included Greg Proops, Ryan Stiles, again Wayne Brady, Drew Carey, Jonathan Mangum, Colin Mockery, and Brad Sherwood. The first game, as always, was freeze tag. And I do remember that being a particularly great freeze tag. I love freeze tag. I don't know about you guys, but I love freeze tag. Even sometimes they'll do a couple of the same gags. It doesn't matter because it's just so funny. And just Wayne being there brought so much energy into the shows. I remember the 2 Wayne shows as being some of my favorite shows I've ever seen. Just Wayne was so energetic and lively, and of course, he's been working with Jonathan for years, and he and Jonathan really had a strong chemistry going, and that energy transcended into the other performers, and the show level was just brought up just another notch or 2 to be something even more enthralling than what it normally would have been, at least in my opinion. I really, really enjoyed seeing the Wayne shows, and it was my first time seeing Wayne perform with the others. I'd seen Wayne perform with Jonathan with their 2-man show, but I'd never seen Wayne perform with, Ryan and Colin and Brad and Greg and Drew, etc. And it was really a treat for me to be able to watch that. And so I hope that being a treat for me will also be a treat for you when you watch it in less than a month. Because, again, the show premieres on April 11th, so It's getting closer, guys. I think it's only like, 28 days left? So, woohoo! Excited, yay! Are you having a premiere party? I'm gonna have a premiere party. Not really, but I'm gonna say I am. Anyway. The second game that was played was New Choice, and it had Drew and Ryan, and Brad did the calling, and it was about stone carving. And I remember that game being a little bit awkward because Drew was acting a bit like a caveman, and Ryan was acting like it was modern times, something to that effect. So it was extra hilarious because the performers were kind of like, we don't know what time era it is. Oh well, laugh along at it anyway. The third game that was played was Song to an Audience Member. And it, of course, was sung by Wayne and Jonathan, who did brilliantly, as they always do. And it was a sexy soul ballad. Oh yeah. The fourth game that was played was Options. And it was with Brad and Greg, and Colin did the calling for it, and it was set at a hospital. If I had a nickel for every game that was set at a doctor or hospital, or involved a nurse, I swear. Anyway, the fifth game that was played was Forward Reverse, which I always love, and it was Wayne and Jonathan, and they did really, really well. And it was called by Greg, and it was Ancient History. Oh my goodness, yes. I remember they asked they get suggestions from the audience, as you all well know, and they asked the audience, can you give us a specific period in time? And someone yelled out, Ancient History! Yes, that is extremely specific. Thank you very much. But no, they went along with it, and of course it was kind of crazy and weird and wonderful in an awesome way. And Wayne and Jonathan are very, very good at Forward Reverse, and Greg, I think, enjoyed kind of screwing around with them a bit as being the caller, because that's the best thing, is if you play Forward Reverse, the fun thing is to be the caller, because then you get to mess with the other performers, and they hate you for it, and it's hilarious. The sixth game is Sound Effects, and it was with Greg and Ryan, and it had something to do about a diamond ring, and I do not remember this game whatsoever. I don't even remember it being played, so we're moving on. Okay, the seventh game was, I don't think I've talked about this game before. I believe this was a new game called Playbook, and it had Drew and Colin. And how Playbook works is that they brought out 3 different playbooks. No, I don't remember which plays, but they were actual real plays. They brought them out, and they had someone, choose one of the 3 books. Just an audience member would point to a book, they used that one. And then whoever had that book, they would give that book, the one that was chosen, to one of the 2 performers. Well, the one performer who didn't have the book could say and do whatever they wanted in the scene, but the performer who had the book could only use actual quotes from the book as their responses to interact in the scene. They could only speak from the playbook. And it was Drew who had to speak from the playbook, and it was Colin who was able to do and say whatever they wanted. And the suggestion was Dungeons and Dragons. And I really enjoyed Playbook, one, because it was new and I always like seeing a new game. I'd never ever seen Playbook played before at all. And I don't think that was a game that was on Whose Line. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might have been, but if it was not one played very often. But I enjoyed Playbook. They only played it just a few times at all the shows I saw, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. And of course, Dungeons and Dragons, and Jonathan really liked that suggestion, because if you know anything about Jonathan, he's a little bit nerdy, but I love that about him. The 8th game was Moving People with Drew and Brad, and it was Sausage Day. The innuendo. The 9th game was Sentences with Ryan and Colin. and they did an opera called My Flaming Heart. No, I don't remember anything about it, but it was a Ryan and Colin game, so you know it's going to be good. And the 10th game, the final game that was played, was Greatest Hits, and Colin and Greg were the two people selling the CD set to you, and Brad, Jonathan, and Wayne were all the singers. And it was songs about the real estate agent. Oh, excuse me. And they did 4 different styles. They did an R&B song, a Steely Dan song, yay, Steely Dan, a Latin song, and a funk song. And Brad, Jonathan, and Wayne all did really, really well. I mean, duh, Wayne's always been a great singer. And Jonathan works really well with Wayne singing too, because, again, they've worked together for so many years now. So adding Brad into the mixture, you might think, oh, that'd be a little awkward, it being a trio. But no, they actually did really, really well. Brad has been really impressing me with his improv skills. I mean, all of them have been impressing me, but Brad in particular, especially when he was singing, I've been like, damn, Brad, you're doing really good. So it was a really fantastic show. Again, one of the best I've ever seen. A lot of fun. And the guys were all in great moods after the show, I do believe. And they were happy, and the audience was happy, and when I see that, it's a happy thing! Lots of happiness, hooray! So anyway, that concludes this show review, so I will let you get back to doing whatever you're doing. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm going to go and record some more show reviews so that I stay on track with these. And I hope you're still excited about the new show. And again, I'm very, very excited. And I am working on the website. The website, I'm hoping, will be up by the end of this week. Don't quote me on it, but I'm going to try really hard. So maybe there'll be a little special spring break treat for you all. Anyway, have a fantabulous day. Peace out. Bye.